Hi, everyone. Welcome to North Dakota Pulse. That is the show that is dedicated to our North Dakota legislative session. Exciting, fresh, fetch. Here's what we got tonight. There were 229 bills introduced today. All of the bills that we will hear from House, I believe, are there. We've done it. We've completed House. We don't got to worry about House no more. Senate, they still got 7 more days to add at least 3 more bills per person, which means that at max we will see approximately 1,000 plus bills for our legislative chambers. I am late to record the show because I've been spending hours reading through all the various bills for your pleasure, your entertainment. Do you like me to suffer? For your information is why I've been doing it. And I do not have time to sort these or itemize these or do anything fancy with them, but here is a list that you can't read except for I will just include them all on my website so you can just go and check through them. Obviously, you should be following the organizations of your specific interests. Mine is suicide prevention, so I'm a good person to follow if that's what you care about. But if you care about something else, like education in general, there are better people. If you care about voting and democracy, League of Women Voters is fantastic, but you can at least read through the things that I thought were pretty interesting that I pulled out. These aren't just strictly related to suicide prevention, but I think the generally interesting ones that I think people might care about too, but it's not fully inclusive of some of the other things that occur. So I just want to let you know it's like just a random list, I guess. I don't know. I do my best to make it good, but check those out. You could review them in probably 5 minutes. It took me 3 hours, and if there's a particularly spicy or important one, you can pull it out. As I'm recording this late to get it on by 10 p.m., I'm not going to really do much editing. I'm just going to talk at you, really. So I'm just going to highlight the ones that I think are especially interesting from my list. There are 2 bills that are looking at mandatory human trafficking and exploitation prevention in schools for both students and faculty members, I'm sure in age-appropriate ways. But this is really important as more education on this for our youth allows them to communicate things that are going on in their life. I don't know what this is going to look like, but I trust that they will implement this in a effective and productive way, and we can use more of it. LGBT plus youth in general are at a greater risk of sexual exploitation because they often have less trusting adults in their life. The more that we can communicate to these kids that the things happening to them they don't deserve, the more likely will we reduce a lot of harm in our state, and that's a good thing. We have a second cell phone ban happening, so the first one fails. Round 2 is Senate Bill 2300. There are 3 bills that are effectively banning sexually explicit material. We saw these in 2023, and most of them failed in some capacity. I think none of us would want children to be exposed to material like this. However, the intention of these bills, we already have the Miller test. We've already tried and tested what constitutes obscene material. So it looks like some of our representatives are trying to reinvent it to their moral standards as opposed to universal standards we can agree on, and that tends to be what opposition to these bills looks like. There are a number of bills impacting tribal schools, including appropriations for Native American history curriculum. So that's fantastic. There's been quite a few of them. We have House Bill 1617, 1618 for infrastructures for projects and grants, and the funding for Native American history curriculum is 1536. House Bill 1595 provides a lot of medical regulations for pregnancy resource centers. These are effectively the fake abortion clinics that don't often have medical providers or appropriate medical providers, which have been known to trick women and serve as kind of a deflection center to reduce abortions within the state by convincing them to keep or carry the pregnancy. This would make it so they have to follow the same guidelines of other clinics if they want to exist. That's what I have for you tonight. A lot of it I still need to digest and put into my systems. There's just so much of it, it'll take me a little bit of time tomorrow. Keep following me on social media if you want to get more of this information to you. Make sure you share this, follow if you think it's good content and people should be aware of it. I'll be doing it all session long to help empower and guide people to be participants in our democracy. That's all I have for you though. I'm exhausted mentally and physically and in every way, spiritually. I don't know, invent something. I'll be exhausted in that too. But it's an honor to be able to do work like this. I'm glad to be able to inform you. I'm glad to be part of this democracy, and I'm just grateful for all the people that have been working to make our state better. So as we all sort through these many bills and try to find good governance and move our state forward, just remember, yay democracy. We'll get to tomorrow. and the next day,